Carole Baskin of Big Cat Rescue now owns Joe Exotic's zoo. Big Cat Rescue Corp was granted ownership by a judge this week as part of an ongoing lawsuit. So how did Joe Exotic's former employees feel about this? Plus some more updates on Carole Baskin right now on IO. What's gravy fam? This is IO. I'm Charlotte. Thank you so much for checking out another one of our videos. If you're new here, hi, this is IO, where we tell you about what's trending on the internet. And we try to entertain you. Most of the time we fail. Subscribe for a different take on the news. Follow us on social media so we can connect outside of YouTube. And if you don't follow IO on Instagram already, we post a ton of news updates on there that you're not gonna see on here, so definitely check that out. A double dose of tea, why not? Who's ready for a Carole Baskin update? Carole Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Joe Exotic and Carole Baskin haters are likely a little bit upset about the fact that Carole now owns Joe Exotic's zoo. Carole and Joe have been engaged in a bitter feud for years, resulting in numerous lawsuits and Joe's incarceration. Carole has been a vocal critic of Joe's animal park, arguing that he was using tigers and big cats for profit, and also abusing the animals that he kept. Joe accused Carole of trying to destroy his business by creating an online smear campaign against him. He also openly stated that Carole wasn't much better than he was, and she was profiting off big cats in the same way. If you see my video on the truth about Carole Baskin, you know that it's like, that's not true. Carole Baskin does run a reputable institution. She may have killed her husband, but Big Cat Rescue, don't bring Big Cat Rescue into this. So yeah, the Netflix documentary made it seem like Carole ran this horrible institution when in fact she didn't. If you want to see a video on that, I highly recommend you watch my video, The Truth About Carole Baskin. But basically, although we love to hate Carole Baskin, Joe Exotic is the one in jail. He was the one that was convicted of a murder for hire plot against Carole Baskin, and he's also in jail for a lot of other charges, including animal abuse. And Carole now owns his zoo. As part of a lawsuit against Greater Wynwood Development Group, LLC, which is the company that Joe Exotic used to own, Big Cat Rescue Corp now owns all 16 acres of his zoo. Carole Baskin sued Joe Exotic for copyright infringement, and the zoo is part of the settlement. The GWDC has to vacate the premises in 120 days and also remove all the zoo animals from the zoo land. I wonder what's gonna happen to them. What's gonna happen to those cats? Baskin was also granted the vehicles and the cabins on the property. Joe Exotic left his ex-friend Jeff Lowe the zoo when he went to jail, but Jeff didn't really do anything to stop Carole from acquiring it. According to his lawyer, Jeff is focusing on opening the new Tigerkin Park in Thackerville, Oklahoma, which is scheduled to open in 120 days. Funny how the timing worked out, eh? But Jeff Lowe also did say that he plans to leave Joe Exotic Zoo in a complete mess for Carole. He claims that bamboo is taking over the place, and yeah, that's not gonna be fun to clean up. Just put a panda in there. He'll eat it. He or she. Although Carole might have won this battle, the war is far from over. Another little update here. Recent reports suggest that the signature on the will of Carole Baskin's missing ex-husband was forged. Initially, it was just one handwriting expert that said this, and now a sheriff has actually confirmed that the signature was forged. They sought the opinion of two separate experts, both of which are 100% certain that the signature was forged. This could definitely call into question Carole Baskin's innocence in the disappearance of Louis Baskin, a multi-millionaire who vanished in 1997 and was declared dead in 2002. Because of that will, Carole was given his wealth when he died, and none of it went to his family. Sounds kind of suspicious. Whacked him. Carole Baskin has vehemently denied that she has anything to do with the disappearance of her missing ex-husband, and police maintain that at this time she's not a person of interest. But the case is still open. There's still time, my friends. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Fed him to the tigers, they snacking. Carole Baskin. Alright guys, tell me your thoughts on this one down in the comments. For now, I'm gonna wrap this one up with some quick comment features from our last video about Carole Baskin. JJ said, Carole Baskin took an axe, gave her husband 40 whacks. When she saw what she did, she put him in the tiger pit. That's gorgeous. That's a beautiful rhyme. Are you a poet? Dammy said, bet she's regretting ever doing that documentary. Probably, but Joe is loving it. He's loving the fact that he's finally famous. Finally happened for him. Too bad he's enjoying it from jail. Sorry. Mal said, Carole gonna be the inspiration for the next Disney film villain. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of Ursula a little bit. Get like an Ursula Carole Baskin like hybrid. Alright, that is it for me. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I promise I'll never do that accent again. I'm crossing my toes, and I'll see you guys next time.